Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Spiritist Talk series promoted by the United States Spiritist Federation every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I am very happy to be here to host this talk by Bernadette LEAL, who will be leading our live with the theme, A Life with Purpose. I would like to take a brief moment to announce two U.S. Spiritist Federation programs. First, our Initiation into Spiritism virtual course is now complete and available on our YouTube channel. This course is meant for those who want to learn or review the basic principles of Spiritism and take advantage of this amazing work. Second, next Saturday, November 5th, the 25th anniversary of the United States Spiritist Federation will be celebrated at the 16th Spiritist Symposium in Houston, Texas. The theme will be Time for Renewal, Healing, and Regrowth. The symposium is for the whole family. Get more information at spiritistsymposium.org. Registration is still open until next Friday morning, November 4th. One more announcement before we move on to the presentation. On the screen, please note there is a QR code. If you want to help the USSF produce more publications and promote Spiritism to everyone, please scan the QR code on screen for your donation. Now, back to Bernadette. Together with everyone who's watching this live broadcast, I want to give you a very warm welcome. It's so good to have you here to discuss a life with purpose. I'm sure you are as eager as I am to hear from Bernadette, and before she starts to enlighten us in the next hour, please allow me to introduce her. Bernadette LEAL is a mother, a grandmother, and an elementary school teacher with a master's degree in education. Currently, she is a board member of the Spiritist Society of San Diego. Bernadette gives talks and workshops on education and Spiritist teachings. She advocates for awareness of girls and the prevention of human trafficking and has a passion for music and singing. She is a member of Sembradores de Luz, volunteering her time to create videos, write articles, and other resources to support families and Spiritist educators. Bernadette happily lives with her husband in the beautiful sunny city of San Diego, California. Please take this opportunity to send your questions during the presentation using the chat window below. Bernadette has reserved time to address your comments and questions once she concludes her presentation. Okay, Bernadette, it's all yours.
Thank you, Peter. Hello, everyone. Here is 8 o'clock in the morning. So I woke up kind of earlier to get everything ready and in this room here, my daughter's room, to make sure I don't wake up anybody. But I am so excited to be here with you guys. And wherever you are, welcome. We will have this talk today about finding a meaning in our life. So my disclaimer is, in my biography, in short, I'm a psychologist, haven't read any books on that. My intention is to share a little bit of what I know, what I read, what inspires me. So something is gonna click in you to think about this. Now, as we talk about meaning of life, we are not here judging anybody. I know how hard it is to wake up in the morning and deal with whatever we have to do, family, friends, work, health issues. But maybe with all that's going on in our lives, we have time to think a little bit. What is it that gives me joy? What is it that brings me more meaning to my life? So I will wake up smiling, right? So let's do this together. And I will start with something simple like, do you have a to-do list? As a teacher, I have my little list every day when I go to work because there's so much to do. And when I finish, then there are more 10 things to do. It never ends. If you don't know, as a teacher, it's a never ending job because something happens every day. And during the weekend, I have my list of things that I need to do. Like I need to go grocery shopping. I need to clean the bathroom. I need to call my friends. I need to do something. If you don't do a list, it's okay. But what is my list? My list usually is based on the things that I need from the outside world. I open the fridge. Oops, I don't have milk. I need to go get milk. Oh, I have this to do. And about my work, you have to drive your child to a class. So when we see there is so much going on in outside of our world, that we dedicate most of the time of our lives responding to the demands of the outside world. So those needs, demands, and how we gonna guide our life on that day. And many of us do that. I do that. And when we are just in a hurry, just with responding to whatever we need, we have to be careful. We can be like that paper boat. Have you ever made, probably when you were a kid? In Brazil, one of my favorite days was when it rained, because outside there was all the rain, the current, and on the streets, and I used to run and ask my dad for some newspaper that he had, and I made my paper boat and I put on the water and I keep looking. So visually, we have to be careful not to become just this paper boat that just keep going. Or a kite. Think about a kite. We are there like that kite and let the wind blows and takes us to whatever direction it is. Let's be more careful so this doesn't become our life, because we then have a very busy life. And at school, as I look at teachers, they are always busy. They're just going from one place to another, making cups at this, and we have a problem. And I see parents too picking up their children, right? I notice many of them don't smile when they pick up their children. They are in a hurry. Come on, come on, come on. You have a doctor appointment. Your dad is in the car. Your mom, your aunt is here. Your brother, we need to go get your brother. And it's just, you have a doctor's appointment. Everybody's in a hurry. And we are jumping from one thing to another. And then we have the pressure, right? Of life and the social media, and we have the gotta haves and the gotta do's. I gotta have this. I gotta have the newest phone. I gotta have the body. I gotta have the look. What I gotta do? I gotta travel. I gotta meet somebody. And our life became this gotta haves, gotta do's. And what's the result that we see nowadays when we are caught in this? What do we see? We see more anxiety. We see stress. We see panic attacks. We see, those thoughts, the roommate that lives in our head, right? We have that roommate in our head that is always talking, that voice. And as a result, we stop smiling. Did you smile today? So stop right now. Come on. Let's be a big smile. Come on. You tell me I have a very big mouth. Smile. And wake up in the morning and smile, but I'm not just like, hey, what's up? Smile. No. From within. And if you are struggling to smile, watch the song from Kirk Franklin. It's one of my favorites. When I'm feeling down, I just go there, smile, right? Oh. You look much better when you, you look so much better when you smile, so smile. If you look around when you are driving, just do it this week. How often do you see people smiling when they're driving? Because they're in a hurry going from one place to another. Try when you're driving and you stopped in the light. Look at the person next to you and say, good morning. It's fine to go, what a weirdo. Do it. When you go to the grocery store, you don't see people smiling anymore because of this crazy life. But, excuse me, you may say, but my life is busy and I have a meaning. Excuse me, got some water here. Then stop and think. Do you have a meaningful life? Or you just have a busy life? Right? A busy life is easier. Much easier. Because you know what it does? If I'm always busy, I don't have to stop and think about me. I don't need to stop and think all the things that I need to work on. We can just say, oh, look at her, look what she's doing, look what he's doing, how they're raising their children. We can talk about others. What about you? Oh, no, sorry, I don't have time for that. All I hear is like, I don't have time. And if I don't have time and I'm always busy, really, I kind of can avoid to look at the things that I need to work on. And what's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of this reincarnation, right? Question 132 I have here of the Spirit's book, right? I have this. This is my version. I have different versions of the Spirit's book. I just the one I got it today. 132. What is the purpose of spirit incarnation? God created reincarnation as a tool to reach perfection. For some, it is a means of making amends, while for others, it is a mission. Every spirit must experience the difficulties of physical existence to reach perfection. Incarnation also requires a spirit to contribute to the work of creation. So our purpose is to reach that perfection. It takes many reincarnations. What it means to progress, to get better. And if we are just living a busy life, we are not dedicating much time to work on ourselves and look of whom we are, right? So it is okay. It's okay to slow down. It's okay. Stop and just one or two things that are meaningful. Look at it yourselves and the things that you love. I was just sharing with Peter before we started. 2.5 months ago, I fell and I broke my foot. My friends were joking, said, Bernadette, you're so good in what you do that even when you break your foot, It was just like one fracture. Actually, I fractured into 3 places. I was in excruciating pain. 3 broken bones, and it was not a hairline. And I had to have a cast, then the boot. They are looking if I needed surgery. I even had to cancel going to the Spiritist Symposium, which was very sad. But what he did is stop me, because lately I was just living that busy life. And I forgot a lot of things of who I am and why I'm here. It was painful. I had to practice being patient, acceptance, be humble, ask for help, because I had to stay with my foot up and in bed. Great experience. Great experience. I'm still handling this. If you look at me, I have my boot, I have a knee scooter, and life is great. I'm here. So back to what I was saying. When we are just going through this crazy busy life, we might feel some emptiness. It's like it's something that that it's just something missing. What's going on? What's going on in my life? I don't feel good. Things are not working the way I feel, that makes me happy. And if you get to these questions, it is great. It is great, right? Because you are questioning. And then you feel maybe negative and depressed. And as a spiritist, we hear all the time, oh, you are negative, is depressed. The problem is a spirit. Oh, you have an obsessor. I'm not saying that it's not possible. There is, but you got to blame the spirits. But actually, it has to do with the spirit. You're absolutely right. The spirit. Your spirit. We forget that we are a spirit in a physical body. And our spirit, when we are not feeding our spirit, when we are neglecting our spirit, they start like popping some questions in our head, signing us signs to wake up, to have a more meaningful life, right? The spirit says, hey, I'm here. You were caught up in all this material world and you're forgetting me, you're neglecting me. So your spirit is like, hey, because our spirit has awareness. Before we were born, our spirit knew what we had to accomplish. Our spirit knows that we are meant to have a meaningful life, that we are meant to help to transform the world. We are meant to make a difference. You know why? Because you are loved. You are good. And you are important. I'll say it again. You are loved. You are good. You are important. Let's say this together with I now and feel it. I am loved. I am good. And mean it. I am important. And feel it. Say this every day. Right? And we need to nourish our spirit. We can just keep going with our lives and neglect. And one of the ways that I feel to nourish my spirit usually is through creativity and arts, doing something with your hands that you create, listening to good music, poems, painting, lecture. Now, binging, Netflix TV show for 2 days in bed is not nourishing your spirit. Okay, just want to clear that things. You can watch inspirational movies, but just sitting there over the weekend and doing one after the other it is also a way of avoiding looking at ourselves and what's going on in our lives, because we are in our comfort zone. And when our spirit realize that we are too much in our comfort zone, it's going to do something. Like me, hey, Bernadette, you're not paying attention? Oh, let's take the wheels off of your feet. And now you're going to have to be in bed and think, right? I know. But when we talk about having a meaningful life, unfortunately, many of us think, oh, my life has a purpose and a meaning based on material things, based on success, right? What I have, about my job, my looks, for me, if I look sexy, if I look beautiful. And we know that if we base our life on that, after a while, the joy and that temporary happiness will be gone. We see this happening a lot with people that have a lot of money, rich, famous, and they suffer of depression. Some of them even commit suicide, and in our minds, and maybe for young kids and teenagers, they are like, how is it possible? She was so beautiful, had so much money, had everything that I always wanted, and she killed herself. We have that a lot today, right? So let's think how we live our life and what we teach our children too. And we can't live a life like in the past. We evolved. It's not anymore like, in the past, all we had to do was work, eat, sleep, procreate. No, our spirits evolved. Our spirits are asking more from us. As a teacher, the way that we teach math today is different than we used to do. In the past, we just plug in the numbers. Now with the Common Core, another way that we teach math is we need to know why. And the students, 4 or 5 years old, they learn way faster the way I did. Parents come and say, wait a minute. The parents say, why the way you're teaching is so different. It's not like the way I used to do it. It's not the way that I used to learn. Well, good. Because it's different time, different spirits, the law of progress. We evolved. Probably the children of the children that I teach today, when they reincarnate, they will be learning way faster than the children of today. So we cannot just continue living a life sitting on the couch and just eating and sleeping in that animal stage. Joanna Angelis reminds us of that, right? Because the spirit knows our importance, our purpose. The spirit knows our meaning. Okay, now with this big, long introduction, let's talk about our meaning. How do I find my meaning of life? How do I find my purpose? How do I wake up and find that inspires me? Right? Well, I can't tell you what's the meaning, that what brings more meaning to your life, besides the purpose of your life is to progress, is to evolve, is to be good, do good things to the world. But today we want to talk about an action, something that you can do. And there are tons of books about it. I think Haroldo Dutra Dias, he even wrote a book. It's in Portuguese. I think it's called, oh my gosh, I don't remember. Sentido da Vida, something like this. Propósito, something like this. I don't remember. It is in Portuguese, but you will find, right? If you go to a life coach, maybe a life coach can help you with that. But what the house, for example, how you do this? Ask yourself some questions like, what are my talents? What am I good at? I really like this one. Where do I see myself in the future? Think about yourself in the future. How do you see yourself in the future? Are you seeing yourself just tired, just it's not much going on, that didn't do anything to make a difference in the world? And that question, how do you want people remember me by after I go? But answer these questions not only for a selfish way. Oh, I want to do something different, but not to feed my ego, but something to really make a difference. And it doesn't need to be something amazing, because everything is good. Every act of good, every good cause is a good cause. And you have something special. You have something amazing to do, to give to the world. What is your passion? Do you have a passion? I'm sure you do. We all do. One of my passions is writing. I love writing. I love writing stories. I love writing articles, right? And other little things. My passion is creation. I like writing lyrics. And when I do that, I smile. What makes you smile? What is that inner fire that when you do, it's like time stops? That you start doing and you are so happy that when you realize, you go, oops, I forgot to eat. It's not a good thing. You have to eat. But you are feeding your spirit. You are doing something with so much passion that you don't realize that time goes by. But it's still, even if you find your passion, be careful. Everything is in moderation, right? And passion is a good thing. It's a very good thing. The abuse of passion is not a good thing. So get the passion. In the Spirit's book too. Question 907. The Spirits ask, as our passions are rooted in nature, are they bad in themselves? Are passions bad? And the Spirits answer, no. Passions are not bad. It is only their abuse or excess that is bad. The principle of all passions has been given to human beings for their own good. So God gave this passion for us for our own good. He would not give something to us if it was bad. Right? And these passions may spur them to accomplish great things. So your passion is going to accomplish great things. But listen, it is only their abuse that does harm. So moderation, no abuse. But get that passion, that thing going, that makes you smile, that makes you happy when you do it. But also do in moderation, my friends. But you may say, I know I go to work every day. I hate my job. I'm sure many of us have been in a situation like that or feel like this right now. And it may not be the job that you love, but you feel stuck and you need to be there to feed your family, right? Financially, that's what it got. Well, if that's a situation, my suggestion is continue looking for something that fulfills you. And if it's not possible, then do something on the weekends that will bring you more meaning to your life, right? Do something. I don't know, even if it's crocheting. If it's crocheting that makes you happy, right? Drawing and painting, whatever it is, because there is no right or wrong when it comes to good things with good actions. And when you use the passion for helping others. And whatever it is of our passion, of our purpose, it changes because we evolve. We change emotionally, physically, intellectually, the things that we think. We may have a passion when you were a certain age and then later you learn something else. Like I had a friend that her passion was teaching for a long, long time. And then since her mother passed, she took up doing pottery and became her passion. And with that, giving things to others, it changes. I remember when I had my daughter, and for a long time, I was a single parent. My purpose, my meaning of life was to work to feed her. She's my purpose, my meaning. Make my life meaningful was to make sure that she had everything that she needed to grow. Now that she's an adult and a mother, things changed. I find other things that I can do in my life. Because we were meant for creation, to contribute to the world. And our spirit's going to call us on that. Hey, you are not doing what you promised, right? So things change and changes. Things change and it's okay. So there's those three things to bring more meaning in your life. One, find your purpose. Find what brings meaning, right? What is the reason that you wake up? What is the reason that makes you smile in the morning? Do you have that, or you just wake up in a bad mood? Oh my God, I have to go to work today. I have a friend that every time he says I have to go to work, okay, he say, I'm going to jerk. It's how much he hates his job every day. But find that. So after you find the purpose, the meaning, second, find your mission. And many of us, when we think about mission, we think, oh, we want a special mission, like a missionary. I want to be like Mother Teresa, Chico Xavier, and Francis of Assisi. So be careful, because if we study their lives, we know how hard it was. It takes a special person, okay, to go through all the challenges and pain and suffering. But let's bring this mission to a more simple way. I'm sure you have seen when you have a business, you have a mission statement. The Spiritist Federation, I think you guys have a mission statement. And when we have a mission statement, if you read any, the mission statement is written with verbs. It's like educate the world and inspire through lectures or whatever it is. So after you have your purpose, you find what your passion is and what you want to do. So then write a mission, because the mission is the action. You need that action. What are you going to do to accomplish? You know, Kirsten, she just suggests for me to read a book about hope, and I'm loving it. If she's hearing this, thank you, girl. And I love the willpower and the way power. Oh my gosh, I'm more into the willpower, and the way power, I need to work on the way power and vice versa. And that helps us finding the meaning of life. And our mission, you can't have one without the other. Because in order to take action, you need to have a cause of what? What are you planning to do? What is it that is inspiring you? And once you have the purpose, then you need to take action. So we have purpose, mission. Write your own mission. Write it down. Look online for examples of how to write your mission. This is Bernadette's mission is what? I don't care, it's just one sentence. And then the third one that complements those two is doing good. How my purpose and my actions to accomplish this can benefit the world. How the things I do that I'm passionate about, we've changed the world. And that's our friend Jesus is trying to teach you, right? He came here. He had a purpose. Jesus really had a purpose. He's still a purpose. He had a mission. And he was doing good. It's not that hard and that impossible. Baby steps. I invite you today to meditate about it. Meditation really helps. Think about it. You know, when we say meditate on it, think on it, sit on it, and think, and find what it is. We can even inspire children, right? And be more like Jesus, because you know what happens? Our purpose is really think of where we fit in this world. We are puzzles. You are a puzzle, a beautiful puzzle. I'm a puzzle. And our goal is to put all those parts together, matching, fit one with the other. And then together, with our meaning, with our mission, taking action. And the most beautiful is using that for wonderful things, for doing good. Those puzzles connect. Imagine the whole planet as a puzzle. Millions and millions of people. And when we do good, okay, we light. We are a light. Lighten that puzzle. In my classroom, I do circles. We do restorative practice circles, building community. And we sit in a circle. I turn off the lights. I put a meditation song. And I get a candle. Everybody has a candle. Well, first I start with one, but it's, the ones that I buy at the 99-cent store, not the ones that I can start a fire. And we pass the candle in a circle, and the students have to say, I am a light in the world, or I am a light in the classroom. First, we say, I am a light in the classroom. I'm a light in the school. And we talk about what it is to be a light. Because the little child there is the puzzle. And what I hear from them a lot is, they say, Miss Leal, I need to be a light at home. And I'm talking about a 5-year-old. I don't think there is a lot of light in my house. One of them even asked me, can I bring this to my house, this little light? So maybe I can help to bring a light, because we talk about it is to have a light, to be a light in the world. That puzzle, that child is part of that puzzle, right? So let's think about brightening this world with our purpose, passion, what we can do, taking actions with our mission, and use all that to do good. Because you are amazing, and you have so much to give. You have so much to share and help this world. And I believe in you. The good spirits believe in you. Your spiritual guide believes in you. And you are not alone. So let's be the light today and always. So my friends, that's it. Thank you so much. That's what I would like to share with you.
Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you for sharing your reflections with us. And now, let's see if we have some questions.
Okay.
All righty. How do we find a balance between having a purpose that gives us fulfillment versus being so busy that we are frequently jumping from one thing to another?
Yes. Oh my gosh. This is the half of the population, right?
Yeah.
We are not used to. We are just on the go, right? It's like the traffic light is always green, and we keep going in that green light until we get sick or something happened. There's the yellow, whoa, and then I break my foot, right? That makes you stop the red. So till we get to that awareness, we have to train ourselves. We have to train ourselves to have the red light and to stop. Dedicate, make time for that purpose. You have to put in a calendar, get a cell phone, get an alarm, find a corner in your house, a place in your house that I will dedicate 1 hour a week for my passion, to feed my soul, to nourish, because we are not used to. And believe me, it's the same thing like when before there was able to go to my meetings. Every time I had my mediumship meeting, something happened. And I hear this comment, right? I got sick, something happened to me with traffic, so I would not go. But I had to fight. I go, nope, I'm going no matter what. Even I'm sick and, well, with limitations, of course. If you have COVID, please no. And we are in our comfort zone. And our body, our mind wants what is easy. Our body just wanted to just leave me alone. I don't want to. Our brain is like, no, I don't want to do that. We got to fight. Change the habit. So my suggestion is find 1 hour a week and start from there, to dedicate to the things that fulfill your spirit, that makes you happy. Always thinking that whatever you do is for your good and the good of others. That's my suggestion.
So we're making plenty of time to do, but are we making enough time to be?
Exactly. I love the way you put it. Perfect.
Okay, let's see if we have another question. How can we avoid being contaminated by all the divisions and the harmful noise that we have around us these days?
Oh, it is very hard. Very, very hard. What's the book that I read? I think it's Untethered Soul. It's a really good book. It talks about the roommate that we have in our head. We are here and our roommate is telling you all those things that you have to do, oh, you're not doing this right. And sometimes they have to tell your roommate, shut up. I'm not talking to you today. You need to leave me alone, tell your roommate, because I have to take care of me. And the same way that I just answered the previous question, right? You have to feed your spirit and your mind with good things. Otherwise, you're going to be contaminated. It's the same thing of you watching a movie with violence and a horror movie right before you go to bed. The probability, like me, I have nightmares. So I have, and it's not the spirits. I just watched something like this. So the noise is there. So we need to turn off that noise. Meditation, classical music, reading good messages. And it's that a spiritual muscle. People go to the gym to get, oh, look at me, my muscles. But we need, right, to exercise that spiritual muscle to get that strong, to keep going, to fight those noises. But we have the free will. It's so easy to complain. My life is busy. Oh, look at all the things that I hear, my kids. And we are just this. I make a joke and I say, oh, many of us suffer of complainantitis. Because it's so much easier to complain. So we have the free will. Mm-hmm. Now, what are you going to do about that? Research and do something that makes you to close your ears for the outside world and listen. And when I broke my foot, I was going through a lot of crisis, and I made time to stop and pray and listen to my spiritual guide. And we have full conversations. We were chatting. And I go, oh my gosh, I had forgotten what we do. We pray, asking whatever we do our prayer, and then quickly turn the TV and go to social media. So after we pray, we need to be in the silence to listen to the inspiration, listen to the good spirit, listen to the spiritual guide that's right there. Okay, here she goes again. Here, Bernadette. Okay, she's on Facebook. Okay, I'm right here. Knock, knock. Right? That's it.
Very, very good points. Yes. Okay, let's see. Do we have another question? Is it more difficult for children or for adults to have a sense of purpose? Is there a significant difference when it comes to age?
In my personal opinion, it's much more difficult for adults. Because, you can even ask that for children, because they haven't developed the frontal cortex yet. Right? Until when they say they will develop that when you're about 25, 26. Some kids earlier, if they suffer any trauma, they mature earlier. And the children's purpose is pretty much go to school, get good grades, please my parents, be successful in sports. And this is really important because it drives them. A purpose to wake up in the morning when you see a child that's passionate about dancing, it's passionate about music, it's passionate about painting, it's passionate about baseball. As long as we work on the pride, not the pride in the sense that I'm superior, but being happy and proud about your accomplishment. We have to teach them. So that's their purpose for a long time until they go to college, they have a job, and then, because their world is very small for children and teenager until they become an adult and they see, oh, I'm part of this. So it's much more difficult for children than adults. Okay, there was a second part of that question that I don't remember.
Well, was there a significant difference in age? So in the case of adults, if they have a harder time finding a purpose,
Yeah.
it's an intriguing thought. Why is that? I mean, is it because of too many choices or more free will? What do you think?
I think that in terms of age, as an adult, I think adults, right, is a moment of being ready. And we cannot put an age specific. I see in our Spiritist conference with these young adults, they're like 20 something, and they already know their purpose. They already have a meaningful, they already know what they want because it was nurtured. Some kids were raised like that. They had the guidance. So for some, it comes up very early. I have friends that are in their 50s and they sit down and watch TV all day.
Right.
And they're just not ready. But are they going to be ready? Yes. Because we know it's the law of progress. It might take a little longer. They're going to take many more reincarnations, but they will. So I particularly cannot put an age. It's a matter of when you're ready.
Okay. Very good. Okay, let's see what we have here. What are some important ways in which we can find a purpose in our lives?
I don't have important ways, but some suggestions of finding the purpose, and it takes a long time. That's why people go to life coaches because they can't find on their own. And as I said here before, it's reflecting about those questions. What is my passion? What am I good at? How do I see myself in the future? How people will remember me by doing good things, by doing things that change lives. So what is it? And finding a purpose is not overnight. It's like this philosophical questions that's soul searching. Because first, we need to do what Socrates tells us, right? Know thyself. First, we need to stop and think about ourselves. What are the things that we love? What are the things that I'm good? What is my passion? What is it that... So start observing. What are the things that when you do, you smile? Right? I was so stressed with my situation that I start to draw mandala. Just for fun, And then I started drawing mandala, and towards the end, I was so calm. I was feeling good. And because mandala is also a way of meditation. And after that, I was praying and I asked for inspiration, and it started coming ideas of things that I need to do. My passion. It's a long process, but don't give up. Don't give up.
It starts to touch on a point that Spiritism stresses, that many things we go through, perhaps just about everything we go through, is an opportunity to learn.
Right.
And because of that, there can be purpose in many things that we might not think there's much of a purpose in.
Yes. Just think of the earthworm. Everything else is so tiny. It's so important. The bees are so important. Nature. Look at the nature. Everything in nature has a purpose. Take one thing out, and you see the ecosystem collapses or there is a problem, right? So what is it? Sorry, there wasn't a question there.
Yeah, actually, you've touched on meditation already. So maybe you could say a little bit more. Does meditation give us purpose?
Meditation calms our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation will not give us the purpose, in my opinion, but is a tool to help us to reflect on our purpose and find something special for us to do. So do meditate through, as I said, through your mandalas, through music, guided meditation, because the importance is to calm our mind. Our mind is like 1,000,000 miles an hour going so fast. Calm our mind and ask. We need to ask the universe the question, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? And be specific. And when you go to sleep, talk to your spiritual guide, and it's going to come. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter be building a house for the homeless, okay? It could even be being a model in your neighborhood, picking up the trash, right? It doesn't matter. So do meditate to find a purpose.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it safe to say that meditation has purpose without having a purpose?
Oh, perfect. Perfectly. Yeah. Yes, you got it.
Okay. All right. Let's see if we have one more. Bernadette, can you elaborate more on the difference between having a purpose and having a mission? Should we feel guilty if we do not have a particular mission, or we are not making much effort to practice the good?
All right, I will forget all this. So if you leave there, I'll bring back again. Well, let's go with the first one. Can you elaborate more about the difference between a purpose and a mission? So a purpose is what brings meaning to your life. It's something that you want to do. So let's say my purpose would be writing stories. Giving an example, right? My purpose would be creating these books because I love doing it, right? Whatever brings you passion. Now the missions are the steps that you're going to do in order this to happen. If I just say, oh, I want to be a writer, okay, you found your passion, good. Now your mission is what you're going to do. So write this down. So my mission would be writing inspirational books to bring awareness about love in the world. And it's even better when your mission has something good that you're going to help others. So it's the action. One is the inspiration. The other is the action. And it's fun. And we struggle. Go and look at mission statements online, and you try to write. I write Bernadette's mission statement for that inspiration that I'm having the moment, because in a year from now, I accomplished this, and then I have an inspiration to do something else, and it's totally fine. So should we feel guilty if we do not have a particular mission, or we are not making much effort to practice the good? No, don't feel guilty. We are not here to judge. And do not punish yourself, because we are in different stages of our life, right? So how can you look for a mission if you haven't felt inspired yet to do something? First, it starts with your inspiration, what you love. And then when you are ready, right, you go for the mission. And if you are not at that level yet, Bernadette, I'm so much in my life, I'm not inspired, I don't know my mission, then just do good. That's the perfect mission.
Mhm.
That's perfect inspiration. Just go there and do some charity, and you feel happy. Many people, they don't feel a purpose in life, or they're depressed. What do we tell them to do? Go do charity. Go help somebody. And then suddenly they feel, oh my gosh, I feel so good doing this. Now I want to help the homeless. And you feel inspired. But in order to feel inspired, you cannot just be sitting and doing nothing. And if you do charity, you will start seeing things around that needs your help, because you are very important and you can do amazing things. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. And it gives us momentum, right? Once you start to do something, then a certain momentum then takes off.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a comment here from Maria Oliveira. Bernadette, thank you so much. It was one of the most insightful lectures I've ever heard.
Oh,
May God continue to bless you.
thank you. And share this if you know somebody that needs to hear this today or whenever. It's going to be on YouTube, right?
Yes, this is
Okay.
being recorded, so it will be.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bernadette. And thank you, everyone who watched today's live talk and those who have been following our weekly Spiritist Talk series. Next Saturday, we will not have our usual program. Why not? Because we will have the 16th U.S. Spiritist Symposium in Houston, Texas. It will be in person and it will be live on YouTube, Facebook, and Spiritist Radio starting at 10 a.m. Central Time. If you are used to watching the Spiritist Talk series live, the symposium will start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time as usual and go until 7 p.m., so all day. We will spend a full day learning more about Spiritism and sharing our life experiences and friendship. Let's also celebrate 25 years of the United States Spiritist Federation together. Bernadette, before we close, can you please say a prayer?
Of course. All right. If you can, if you're comfortable, close your eyes. And let's feel the presence of the good spirits and our friend Jesus here, holding you, hugging you. We want to say thank you for all the blessings and amazing things that we have in our lives, knowing that just being alive here is one of the most amazing purpose in our lives. We are here. We are important. We are loved. So thank you for everything, even our challenges. And everyone who is listening to this right now, please bring the light surrounding them, their homes, their loved ones, and may they have a beautiful week full of smiles. Remember to smile, and everything is going to be okay. God bless. So be it.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.